Welcome to Worldwide Business. I'm Kathy Ireland. We expect the lights to turn on when we flip the switch. We want our internet to run fast, and we trust that our water lines are functioning safely and efficiently. Rick Johnson, CEO of Charles Machine Works, joins us to talk about the groundbreaking innovations and technology developed to keep us in modern comfort. Welcome, Rick.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here to talk about Charles Machine Works and the underground infrastructure needs of the United States today.
Well, Rick, Charles Machine Works has a rich legacy dating back to 1902 when it was started by the Malzahn family. Can you tell us more about the company's founders?
You know, it's really a great American success story because it's a German immigrant family that originally came to Minnesota and migrated to Oklahoma to get away from the harsh winters and settled in an area known as Perry, Oklahoma, which is the home of Charles Machine Works today. And Carl Malzahn actually built a blacksmith shop in 1902, which is prior to statehood.
Wow.
And then later on, his sons, Gus and Charlie, turned it into a machine shop to service the oil field industry in kind of the first oil boom in Oklahoma, which occurred just north of Perry, Oklahoma. In 1949, Ed Malzahn, after graduating from Oklahoma A&M, or Oklahoma State University as we know it today, he introduced and invented the first service line trencher for his friend, the local plumber, to make his job of laying water lines and wastewater lines easier. From there, the underground construction industry as we know it today began. Since that time, it's kind of a story of grit and determination on the family's part, and I think the company today holds those same values because you've got an immigrant family, began a business, survived a Great Depression, 2 world wars, and is on a 5th generation, actually, of leadership today as Ed's granddaughter, Tiffany Sewell Howard, is the executive chair. It's quite the story and something to be proud of.
Rick, Charles Machine Works is made up of a family of companies. Can you talk about how they work together to provide customer-driven solutions for the full life of pipes and underground infrastructure?
I like to say we leverage what we call the 3 C's: communication, cooperation, and collaboration.
Okay.
And it's extremely important that we work together because we feel like through this family of companies, we've put together, you know, a talent group, an expertise and knowledge that others in the industry have difficulty matching. And by working together, we can offer our customers solutions that others can't do. So it's important as one company's talking to a customer and he has a need to know someone at another company that, hey, we can address that from here. If you want to expand your business from what you're doing, have you thought about getting into this segment that we offer through American Augers or through Hammerhead versus Ditch Witch? It's been a good transition.
Well, in this Worldwide Business Field Report, we take a closer look at Charles Machine Works' groundbreaking machines and how they're engineered for every challenge.
Charles Machine Works prides itself on the legacy left by founder Carl Frederick Malzahn, who started with a blacksmith shop in 1902. His family is still running the company in the same town. Today, we visit Perry, Oklahoma to hear more from the employees of Charles Machine Works and 2 of their companies, Ditch Witch and Subsite Electronics.
The thing about the family of companies is through each of us, we can help customers, contractors anywhere along what they're doing in the pipe and cable market today. Installing, maintaining, rehab. So we have a family of companies approach. A customer can come to us and we just don't service them in one area. We have products and services that can help them anywhere along installing, maintaining, and rehabilitating a pipe.
Each of our brands serves a specific niche in the industry. The role of the Charles Machine Works is really to ensure that each company continues to have opportunities and resources, financial or otherwise, to continue to grow and be successful. It might be technologies that they share across company lines, or putting together equipment financing packages, or even sharing people resources. There are many ways that we can come together as a family of companies to share these resources throughout the family.
Leveraging the family of companies' perspective of the pipe and cable going underground is what gives us a unique advantage in the marketplace. And ultimately, each one of us can, in an almost competitive way, lean against each other, learn from each other, and ultimately bring about better solutions for our customers' ever-evolving needs.
The family of companies is really a strategic approach to how we manage our business. In the most basic business sense, it means that our companies continue to operate independently, and we don't force them together and integrate them into one organization. For the customer, it means we can offer a wide variety of solutions to meet all the underground infrastructure needs, the life cycle of the pipe, life cycle of the equipment, in the way that they want it. For employees, it provides something different. It really allows us to offer the benefits of a big company: promotion opportunities, development opportunities, resources, benefits, while still doing it in a small business entrepreneurial culture. And I like to think that's what makes us stand apart.
The over 2,000 employees at Charles Machine Works are digging deep to build on their roots as one of the nation's oldest machinists. In a little over 100 years, they have grown from blacksmith to the underground authority in underground construction. And they're ready for what's next.
Rick, can you please talk about how Charles Machine Works' global expansion is helping to serve your customers?
You know, probably the biggest piece is you never know where good ideas are going to come from. So as we search the globe and work with other companies, it's always to have an eye out for the next great idea. Our role is to either make our customers' job safer, easier, or more profitable, and sometimes they come from places that you don't expect. The other aspect is not one size fits all. So markets are different, ground conditions are different. Not every customer in every market is looking for the sophistication that we are in the United States today. The U.S. market is about saving labor cost and speed. And there's places in the world where labor cost is not an issue, and so that's not something they're looking for in their equipment.
Right. And when the company was founded, workmen were digging by hand to lay pipes. Can you talk about the role of engineering and technology in underground construction?
You know, it's gone from a pick and a shovel and very manual to today, a guy sitting in a seat, much like you and I today, pushing buttons, you know, pulling levers and reading a computer screen. The operator is very important, and the training to that operator is extremely important. And the biggest piece is that the underground is extremely crowded. You know, all the things that are buried there today, identifying them, locating them, inspecting them, exposing them so we know that we don't hit them is one of the tricks to the trade, you know, and a big piece of the safety piece. It's changed drastically, probably more based on everything that's underground than anything else.
So Rick, how does Charles Machine Works stay on the leading edge of technology in the market?
We have a significant investment in research and development, in engineering talent that's designing equipment and looking for the next opportunity. Probably the biggest piece of it comes from actually being in the dirt next to our customer, understanding the problems they face on the job site, and then coming up with a creative and innovative solution to address that problem. That's probably where the real value comes from.
Rick, how are these helping to overcome the challenges of our modern utilities?
You know, today in the U.S. specifically, and really around the globe, the underground infrastructure is old and deteriorating. Some of the pipes in the ground are 100 years old, and the average age is something like 47 years old. The American Water Association would tell us that there's as many as 700 water main breaks per day, wasting trillions of gallons of processed water, which is really a scarce commodity. So our goal and our role is to continue to try to find solutions to locate the pipes, to inspect the pipes, to repair them in the ground. Ultimately, it may call for replacement or new install, but there's methods today to replace them in place with a better pipe.
In the engineering department, we know that there are some engineers that specialize in developing one particular product, but we have other engineers that develop other kinds of products as well. We'll put those together and they can review each other's designs and then come up with a whole better product for our customer. We do the same thing with our family of companies as well. We can take their knowledge and experience, put those together, and then come up with a better solution. An example of that would be we have a product that we put into a drill housing and it doesn't fit quite right. So we'll work with our sister companies to make that housing fit better. Maybe they need to change their design, maybe we change ours. Together we can come up with the best solution.
We just introduced probably the most innovative products into the market called the JT40, the 40 class drill. The technology that was put into that machine by the support of Subsite and the support of Radius differentiated us in the market. So there's an example of where we innovated together to provide a new product to market, and it's hitting the ground and doing really well. A second one is what we'll call a mid-size or large class trencher. Ditch Witch has been in the trenching market for a long time, but when it comes to that mid-size and large class product, not our best channel, but American Augers and Trendcore it is. So we've partnered together, bringing their expertise of design and knowledge of a large trencher with us who knows the contractor and that distribution channel to bring a product to the market called the HT275. And again, together innovating and bringing a product to market through the family of companies.
There are cities across the U.S. and the globe that are built on top of rock. In the past, our customers had to use either a very large directional drill or a large trencher or a large saw to cut through that rock. And as these fiber rollout and other natural gas rollouts have happened, the customers came to us and our sister companies and said, we need something smaller. One of the product managers from Hammerhead came to us and said, I think we can develop a small air hammer. So we worked together, Hammerhead developed the air hammer, and now that product is out and being successful. It's truly a customer-identified product. It's truly a product we would not have built if it was just Ditch Witch out there looking for things, and it is being a success in the marketplace.
Almost all of the companies that make up the Charles Machine Works family, with the exception of one, are made in the USA. Can you talk about how important that is to the company?
You know, we think Made in America is a very strong tagline around the globe today and continues to carry a lot of clout. But there are markets that don't desire the complexity and the sophistication that we have in the U.S. So we've been forced to adapt and go, in some cases, to the other markets more for the technology than for the labor savings or the manufacturing cost.
And Rick, Charles Machine Works continues to innovate and expand. What's next for the company?
You know, it's interesting because our founder and patriarch passed away in 2015, so we had asked that question a lot today, being a family business.
Right.
I think we'll continue to look for opportunities. It'll continue to be in the underground construction business, because what we've found is that what we're passionate about is playing in the dirt and digging ditches and burying pipes and cable. We'll be a strategic buyer, I think. There's tremendous opportunity in the repair and rehabilitation of the underground infrastructure. And so we'll look for opportunities in that as the life cycle of the pipe. We want to continue to be players in that market.
Great. And you were at the White House earlier this year as part of Made in America Week. Can you tell us about that experience?
It was exciting. I can honestly say I'd never met a president. That was an honor to meet President Trump, to represent Charles Machine Works and the state of Oklahoma at the White House.
Right.
But I'll tell you that my friends are much more envious that I'm here visiting with you today than I got to meet the president.
Oh, how exciting. And Rick, this company has such a rich history to thrive throughout so many generations. To what do you attribute that success?
You know, I think it's the culture. It's the culture that the Malzahn family instilled very early in the company. Family-owned, family of companies, established and built in rural America with small-town family values. Employees come and once you've bought in, you end up being there a long, long time. You know, in some cases 30 years. But I think it's probably the stability of the ownership and the culture that the Malzahn family has instilled and brought to the company.
The infrastructure needs are great. It's expensive. And we know the funding isn't there, and it's not likely to get any better. We have more infrastructure decaying with greater needs every day. What's exciting to me is we have the opportunity to innovate those solutions to take cost out, to do more better with the dollars we do have. And that not only benefits our immediate customers that are in the business of doing it, it benefits our communities. It benefits our employees who use the infrastructure. Charles Machine Works is part of doing something big, and that's exciting.
What's most meaningful to you about this work?
Making a difference, working with the Malzahn family. I enjoyed the opportunity to spend 20 plus years working side by side with Mr. Malzahn, and that was a thrill. I mean, he was a tremendous mentor. But I think we're making a difference in the world, in the way the world works. The idea of being the underground authority, I think, is real, and it's been a fun ride.
What do you hope to see in the future of U.S. manufacturing?
I think that U.S. manufacturing will continue to thrive. It's the best technology and the best workforce in the world. We'll continue to overcome. We'll continue to thrive, and I think we'll continue to win in a global market.
We do as well. Rick, it sounds like Charles Machine Works is forging ahead with the technology to keep underground construction rock solid. Congratulations on your continued success, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.
Thank you. For Worldwide Business, I'm Kathy Ireland. Thank you for watching.